before we bounce, this is an inspiring story of perseverance. After 3 rounds of chemotherapy, former number 12 overall pick, Nikola Topic, he made his G League debut for the Oklahoma City Blue. He finished with 7 points and 7 assists in 16 minutes. Now remember, Topic missed the entirety of his rookie season with a torn ACL. And in the preseason this year, he was diagnosed with testicular cancer. So to see him back on the court doing what he loves, we just really love to see that. Sticking with the Thunder here, though, they beat the Lakers last night across the street. It was a 9-point win. J-Dub, he returned to action after missing 10 games with that hamstring injury. He led all scorers. He had 23 points, did it efficiently, 24 minutes. The Lakers, they fell to 5-5 without Luka in the lineup. He's still recovering from his own hamstring injury. Here's LeBron James on how they compare to the reigning champs.
You want me to compare us to them?
No, I want to know where you think so that, like, sort of as this team is on, it's like...
That's a championship team right there. We're not.
What are the biggest things you think that are keeping this team as right now?
We can't sustain energy and effort for 48 minutes. And they can. That's why they won a championship.
Our senior reporter, Dave McMenamin, was in that locker room talking to LeBron and joins us now. Dave, a big step in the Lakers becoming a championship-type team, at least is getting Luka Doncic back, right? He's missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury. What is his status the second night of a back-to-back for the Lakers against the Spurs this evening?
Yeah, Malika, Luka is out tonight. He's going to miss his 3rd straight game with that hamstring injury. Now, the Lakers have been encouraged that it's only a mild hamstring strain, but Luka's never dealt with a hamstring injury before in his 8-year NBA career, and so this is a bit of a different rehab for him. I'm told he ran yesterday. He plans for 5-on-5 with contact today, and so Thursday against his former team, the Mavericks, is not out of the question. He certainly has some motivation to get back on the court in time to play in the All-Star game this weekend. He was the leading vote getter. That's the first time that's happened in his career. But that's TBD. We're expecting Austin Reeves to play in his first back-to-back since coming back from his own hamstring injury. And LeBron, I'm told, going to be a game-time decision. That clip you guys showed, that was an exhausted 41-year-old man. Hopefully he got some rest and some food and some fluids and feels better and good to go tonight against the Spurs.
Dave, are you saying it takes one to know one?
Oh!
Thank you very much for the time and insight. We appreciate the time. The Lakers' opponents tonight, they are younger whippersnappers. They've now won 4 straight, the San Antonio Spurs. This is where we get to say howdy, Tim. The development, I think, of Castle, Wemby, it's been so successful. What stood out to you?
Well, howdy, Malika. Listen, Wemby has become an MVP-level player this year, right? But the development of Stephon Castle into a legitimate co-star, I think that's the guy who's going to determine the ceiling for the Spurs. When Steph Castle struggles, so do the Spurs. When he is at his best, they are absolutely a legitimate title contender. And he's coming off a 40-point triple-double against the Mavericks, so we'll see what he can do for an on-site.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with Tim, but I do like their others. I like Vassell, what he's done. Champagne stepped up with his absence. You got Keldon Johnson, who could be 6th man of the year this year. Like, they've had some really good guys come together and play well. Fox, another piece, but Castle, I think, is the key this year for them as well.
Best young core in the NBA.
Ahead of schedule.
Yeah, absolutely ahead of schedule. But I also see, like, the same building of the process that we saw with OKC, drafting a number of great young players and then having them time to gel, having a transcendent talent. It always helps when that guy's 7'5" and can shoot from everywhere else. SJ got to do it the hard way, right? So I'm excited to see how they develop. But, like, this is a team that absolutely, I think when you look in the West Standards, you're like, wow, they're still up there. They're still there.
And it's making it feel less of a mirage, right? Early on in the season, you wondered whether or not they were going to go through some growing pains at some point. It feels like this is a team that we're going to look up in March and April, and
we expect them to win.
We expect them to win. Danny, do you like that for this?
I do. They were my dark horse in the West. Early in the season, I said they could, depending on matchups, make it to the Western Conference Finals. There's still some things with Denver, OKC, health-wise, but they're climbing up.
Well, we're quickly approaching All-Star Weekend, and we're in this one. Now, the Bucks, their upcoming slate, you can see how they head into the All-Star break here. They'll go in the break, and then Milwaukee's next home game after that, it's not until February 22nd. That's when they play the Raptors, who right now are in the 5 seed. And we know Giannis has been out since the 23rd of January with that calf injury. Our reporter, Jamal Collier, is on the case for us. When do we think we're going to see Giannis return here, Jamal?
Well, Malika, Giannis is going to play again this season, and perhaps as soon as sometime later this month after the All-Star break. You know, that February 20th date just pointed out is about 4 weeks from that 4 to 6 week timeline that he initially laid out. And my sources are saying that Giannis is hoping to trend on the shorter end of that timeline. All last week, as the trade deadline speculation was ramping up about his future, Giannis actually was still getting on the court before each game in Milwaukee, working out his calf, really sort of increasing the vigor of those on-court workouts as the week went on. And Doc Rivers said it last week that the Bucks have no plans to shut Giannis down for the rest of this season. The team just signed Cam Thomas, who was one of the hottest, commodities and guards on the buyout market. So this is a team that still wants to compete. They still want to try for a play-in tournament, and Giannis expects to play again here at some point this season.
Yeah, I guess I made the assumption, Giannis is going to play. When is he going to play? Because that's who Giannis is. That's who we all know him to be. But the Bucks are in this really interesting crossroads where we know that Giannis is the ultimate competitor. But at the same time, is it in the best interest of the franchise, Jamal, for Giannis to come back and for them to be a play-in team and not be pushing their lottery odds up the standings?
Exactly, Malika. And it felt like maybe Milwaukee took a collective exhale last week after the trade deadline because Giannis is still a member of the team. But this is something that both sides are going to revisit in the offseason as far as Giannis's future and if his best fit long-term is in Milwaukee. And that is why the Bucks, they don't get a lot of chances to have this. Right now, they're currently 8th in the reverse lottery odds. They haven't had a top 10 pick in this organization since 2016. So adding that kind of impact player, it could make a huge difference as far as an asset to trade, as far as somebody that Giannis may want to play with long term. If their ultimate goal is to convince him to stay, that draft pick could be, maximizing that draft pick could be huge for the organization. But you know Giannis's nature. He is not going to want to sit out games, not going to be interested in tanking. And if he's on the court, he's going to try to will them to every single win he can for the rest of this year.
And that's so important that it's not just, I think people in Milwaukee say, well, why are you talking about needing to improve our draft odds for what happens after Giannis? It's not just after Giannis. It's needing to have that pick to pair with someone if they want to entice Giannis to stay long term, because we know that winning is the ultimate piece for him. Jamal, thank you very much for that insight. We appreciate it, my friend. Giannis is going to be coaching, though. We know that in our upcoming NBA All-Star Weekend. That's this Friday in the Celebrity Game. Keegan-Michael Key is on that team. You know who else is on Giannis's team?
Shams Charania.
Oh, yes, Shams Charania is going to be on that team. Our coverage begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Well, let's keep the good times rolling. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That means I'm going to give you 2 options. Let's choose which one we like more. Ready? Let's do it. Let's start, Danny, with the funnier glitch here. L.A.L, did you see this inbounding underneath last night? He forgets where the end line is.
Oh, I saw that.
And he just ran onto the court.
Yeah, he just sort of ran and tried to.
Yeah, he was just like, that's fine. Or Cam Spencer with a chance to win the game against the Dubs. And the ball just whoop, slips out of his hands.
I want to say the LaMelo one because the other one's a game time play. And that was just a brain fart. It's kind of like when Russell Westbrook walked with the ball. So that's definitely a little bit.
It just happened.
I didn't want to remember that one.
That was, I mean.
Yeah, Cam, that's a tough one.
We know he can make that shot, too.
Yeah.
We know that he can make that shot.
Someone in the front office is
sensible.
All right, how about fadeaways here, Chanae?
Please, thank you.
Jokic, a little trademark Sombor sling.
Is this off the glass?
This is off glass, banks open. Or Anthony Simons getting doubled in the corner and then fades towards the baseline.
Yeah, it's the fade, the double team. Jokic, he makes that look easy. Simons, that was really tricky, those corner shots.
We almost take it for granted when Jokic does this.
I know.
All right, what about stranger sequence? Tim, this is for you. Colin Sexton, he shoots a free throw, and then he gets very upset with the hoop and flips it off.
Relatable.
This is from this past weekend. Jaden Ivey, he's looking like he's going to load up the pass and then fires it directly into traffic. He's got it. He's got it.
Go. Just go.
As long as it didn't hit the head.
That Bulls backcourt of the future. No, flipping off the hoop.
Don't you ever feel that?
It went in.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out, no matter who, no matter what, no matter where. All right, this is for everyone. Better display of defense. This is the Magic Bucks. The Bucks, they run out. Running. Jalen Suggs soars in for the block on the oop attempt. Or check out the steal from Trey Murphy on Devin Carter.
Oh, a little fake out.
Yeah.
On the side, tap on the wrong shoulder.
There you
Tricky.
go.
That's heady. I kind of like the second, yeah. Trey?
You like the second?
Yeah.
All right, we're going with the
Very
second.
heady.
My favorite highlight that we just showed was LaMelo, though. That
Yeah.
cracks me.
I know, that was a brain
Just
fart.
running bounds with
It
the
was
ball.
just one of those days for the Hornets. All right, coming